Okay children, now let us take up a next topic. This particular pattern of teaching is in such a way that you first have to master the main concept so that you can apply it to any question that is coming either in the twisted form or in the direct form. So let us start. We are taking origin of charges and the units of charges. Okay, so listen, first consider that this is what the structure of atom, in which there is a nucleus and some electrons are orbiting in the first orbit or in the second orbit or in the third orbit. In every atom, you notice that number of proton is equal to number of electron and it is equal to atomic number. Atomic number is equal to Z, right? Number of proton is equal to number of electron, and you already know that the amount of charge possessed by one electron is equal to the amount of charge possessed by one proton. That's the reason that as much positive charge the atom has, same amount of negative charge the same atom has. That's the reason atom is electrically neutral. But because these electrons are manageable, they can be transferred from one atom to another atom. In case these electrons has been transferred, so what will happen? Initially atoms are electrically neutral, but if the positive charge and the negative charges are not equal, how is it possible that you transfer some of the electron out of it? You are transferring some of the electron, you remove some of the electron, then number of electrons will not be same, then it becomes charged. That is how we generate the charge. In solids, loosely bound electrons can be transferred on rubbing. Okay, so usually you notice that when you rub two different types of surfaces, then charge of one body gets transferred to the other body. The body which loses electrons gets positive charge, and the other body which gains electron acquires negative charge. It's because electrons are negative charge, so they are bound to get negative charge. Other body which has given up electron will definitely lose some positive charge, so electron will dominate, electronic charge will dominate, so it will turn negative. Okay, now the main theme is what? The main conclusion we are drawing, the origin of charge is because of transfer of electron from one body to another body, right? Now let us check. On such basis we are trying to quantify that how much charge a body can develop, and this is discussed with this particular law, and the law is called as the law of quantization of charge. This law is called as law of quantization of charge. Quantization means what? Fixed and definite rule. So look here, it is your first atom, it is your second atom. Now what happens? Some of the electrons of this atom can be transferred to some other atom by means of rubbing. Okay, initially we all in know of what? Initially we all are in know of what? That atom is electrically neutral, this atom is neutral, this atom is also neutral. So in case first atom has given up one electron, so it will develop what? Plus one positive charge. It has received one electron, so how much charge it will develop? Minus one E charge. It has given up two electrons, so how much charge it will develop? Plus 2E charge. It has received two electrons, so how much charge it will develop? Minus 2E charge. Very is what? One electronic charge, because it has taken up two electrons, so the charge developed is what? Minus 2E. Suppose it has given up three electrons, so it will develop plus 3E charge. It has received three electrons, so it will develop minus 3E charge, and so on. Suppose it has given up n electrons, so it has developed plus Ne charge. It has received n electrons, so it has developed minus Ne charge. Now what you notice, that total charge possessed by a body is integral multiple of fundamental charge. That is what? The charge possessed by one electron, and the charge possessed by one electron is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Okay, what is the meaning of integral multiple? Integral multiple means what? Either it can be one time, two times, three times, four times. That is what? It can be either plus minus n into E. Total charge possessed by a body is equal to plus minus n into E, where n can be what? N can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3, it can be 4. etc. Just like here, it can be 1, 2, 3, any number. And E is what? Charge that is possessed by electron. Okay, charge possessed by electron is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. So those body which will give up electron will develop plus 1 E charge, plus 2 E charge, plus 3 E charge, depending on the fact it has given up 1 electron, it has given up 2 electrons, it has given up 3 electrons. But suppose the body has received 1 electron, so how much charge it will develop? Minus 1 E, minus 2 electron can develop receive करने पे minus 2 E. If it has received 3 electrons, so minus 3 E. Now there is a point. You cannot give up 1 by 2 electrons, so such charge is not possible. You cannot give up 3 by 4 electrons. Either you will deliver 3 electrons or you will deliver 4 electrons. You will deliver 1 or 2, not somewhere in between. 1.2 electrons you cannot deliver, so that's the point. Now this much charge is not possible. Why it is not possible? Because you just follow the relation Q equal to N into E. Q is equal to this much, E equal to this much, E equal to this much, and then you find the value of N. N will not come as a whole number. So if N is not a whole number, so such charge cannot be produced. So this particular part, if it is not a whole number, if it is not an integer, so it's not possible that such charge can be developed. Now look, one more thing. Now suppose you are rubbing a glass rod with silk cloth, and say in the process of rubbing it, glass rod is giving up some electrons. The transfer of electron has taken place from where? The transfer of electron has taken place from glass rod to silk. So because positive charge has been delivered, so this silk is gaining some electrons. Electrons have got some mass, so mass of silk, negatively charged silk, is increasing. And because glass rod has given up some electrons, so its mass is decreasing. Okay, so always positively charged body are relatively smaller in mass than its parent situation. Similarly, negatively charged bodies are what? Are just a little massier than their parent situation. Okay, now just mustering more concept based on this part. The question can be there like of a type that how many electrons, is it possible to generate this much charge or not? How many electrons have to be transferred to generate this much value of charge? So look here, the question: a polythene piece is rubbed with the wool and is found to have a negative charge. So polythene has received this much negative charge, it means what? It is electron surplus. Then calculate the number of electrons transferred from wool to polythene. Yes, that's only it will obtain negative charge. So we follow the formula Q equal to Ne. How much charge it has developed? This much, 3.2 10 to the power minus 7. How many electrons are transferred? We are going to calculate what is electronic charge. So it is a standard. We will not be giving the value of electronic charge in the question. So it is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. Find the value of N. Now N comes as a whole number. It is what? Whole number. It is not fraction. So these many electrons are to be transferred to generate this much coulomb charge. In case N does not come as a whole number, so we cannot produce this much charge. So that's the main logic that we are discussing earlier. Now look, one more question. Can a body have this much charge? What will you do? You follow the formula Q equal to N into E. Q is what? Q is equal to this much. What is E? E value is constant. 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. Find the value of N. N will not come what? Whole number. So that's the reason it cannot be generated. You have to write on your own. Find the value of N. Okay. This is what? Minus 19. Okay. 0.8 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb charge. Next question. What is the deficiency of electrons on a body which has charge plus 1 coulomb charge? A body has what? Plus 1 coulomb charge. How much electron deficient it is? Again follow the formula Q equal to N into E. Q, we have to find out Q is equal to what? Q is equal to 1 coulomb because it has developed a charge amounting to what? 1 coulomb. So q is equal to 1, n into e is constant, 1.6 10 to the power minus 19. It is electronic charge, so find the value of n. N comes what? It is 1 upon 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. What will happen? Let me show you some solution steps. 0 display, the decimal displaced, it is 10. Now you divide 1.16 with 10. What you will get? You will get exactly 6.25. 0.625 you will get here. 0.625 you will get as an answer. Solution you can do. Now this 10 to the power minus 19 will go in numerator, so it will become plus. So if it is taken to numerator, it will become plus. On simplification, you will find that it is equal to this much electron. Okay, so now you remember the charge of electron is this much exactly negative. Charge on proton is exactly positive. Okay, exactly this much, but positive. Electrons are negatively charged, protons are positively charged. Now in case charge is equal to this much, how many electrons have positive charges extra? So follow the relation, q equal to n into e. This time q is equal to what? This much. N value we have to find out, so n will come equal to what? 3. Okay, that's it.